Elon Musk, once again, brother.
This country needs people like Elon Musk.
I'm smart enough to tell you no to your face.
And take like the top 1% or the top 0.1%.
You're a war profiteer. You're sleeping with the enemy, brother. And
having that person be as invested in the United States and the success of the United States as he can be is unequivocally a good thing. And I'm sorry if people had their feelings hurt by that.
Elon Musk has declared war against the Maga party and the Republican Party. He even went as far as calling them racist. Wow. Well, as you know, this civil war has been going on in regards to the H-1B visa. This has been an issue within the Maga party. I call it the Maga party right now, but the Republican Party or the Maga base. You go, I mean, this is the base that actually supports Donald Trump, you know, the American First movement, right? Everything about this party is American first, nothing else, except some country in the Middle East. And you go, what I'm saying, with some of them, you know, but this has been an ongoing issue, right? In regards to the H-1B visa. The problem has been Elon Musk supports the bringing in of migrants from other countries, high-level, high-skilled migrants to come and do the work in America if American citizens cannot do it. That's where he stands with it, which I'm not surprised. He's an immigrant himself, same as myself. My family is originally from Nigeria. His family is originally from South Africa. So we cannot think alike when it comes to this, and I'll explain why somewhere down the line. Right? So that's where he stands. Now, the American First movement said, hell no, we do not want that. We do not want that. It has to be Americans, all that good stuff. So now, the Elon side of things will say, hey, but what if we can't find Americans that can do the job because of our educational system, because some of them don't want to do the work, some of them are probably lazy, all that good stuff. This other side said, no, that's not the reason. The reason why you lot don't want to do that, the reason why you guys are recruiting from outside the country, other immigrants, is because you are paying them less money to do 3 people's worth of work. And you know that they are ready to work because if they can't work, they will be sent back home. You know that they are not citizens, so all the benefits that come with being a citizen, they will not be able to get it, right? And you know that these people, they are ready to do slave shifts. They are ready to work how many hours a day, how many hours a week, all that good stuff, right? Some of these people, you know, even if family member is sick and all that, they are ready to do the work. But as citizens, if I don't feel like coming in today, you go what I'm saying? If I'm not feeling too well, I don't have to come in. If my family member is not feeling too well, I don't have to come in. And also, I'm not getting out of bed for what you're paying these people. So you have these two parties just going at it. But who would have guessed that 2-3 weeks into Trump getting into office, this will actually get really, really bad? And how this actually came to the forefront was when Trump appointed Simran to be the advisor for AI. That's where this whole thing came out with Laura Loomer, who's a Republican. She champions Trump's first American First movement. And she's the one that's been going hard at Elon, right? Even to the point where Elon even called her a troll and all that good stuff, right? But now it has gotten really, 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 really bad to the point that Elon actually went as far as to call some of these people racist. Now, how do we get to this point? Neera Tanden, she had this to say. She said, I'm Indian American who was born here, and it's crystal clear that the Democratic Party sees me as American, and a large part of the base of the Republican Party does not. I hope Indian Americans remember this moment at the next election. They do not see you as one of them and never will. You thought they just hated other immigrants, but it turns out that there is no exception for you. as many of us has been telling you. To which somebody replied and said, yeah, some do not see you as Americans in the GOP. I agree, but I will still argue that the faction fighting for you very much prioritizes a culture of excellence and is good for the future of the country. So generalizing everything as they is wrong. I'm in the GOP because, let's continue. I'm in the GOP because of his other positions on regulation and criteria for success. Electoral coalitions are messy things. And she continued and said, there's no faction in the Democratic Party arguing you and I are not American. You are just preferencing other things over your equal dignity as a citizen. She has a point. She has a point. In my other video, I said that some of the things that some of these people are saying in the disguise of being a nationalist, being American first, all that good stuff, right, is a blanket for some of their racist remarks. I believe that some of these people is either they don't understand how immigration works, and they don't understand that how some people become citizens from different routes. Either you're born into the country, or you came here, you work your way up and all that, and eventually get your citizenship and everything, right? That does not necessarily mean that you are not American. You know what I mean? Because I always tend to ask this question: being American or being British, is this synonymous as being white? You know my point? Because the same thing that's happening in America is the same thing that's happening over here too, in the UK, where I'm based. Is it because of your race, nationality? How does that work? Because I can argue that there are some people, there are loads of people actually, right, that migrated from other country into this place, right, and into America, that loves the UK and loves America even way more than the people that were born here. Absolutely, right? But then also, you can be of Indian heritage, Asian heritage, Chinese heritage, Nigerian heritage, and still be born in the UK or in the US and still call yourself a British citizen or a US citizen, right? And still love this country. I honestly believe that some of these people do not really understand immigration. They don't really understand that. So they go off on it based on race. As she tweeted this, Elon Musk then replied. He replied, which he deleted it, but obviously I had to find it. So the source will be The Independent. And he replied her and said, yes, those contemptible fools must be removed from the Republican Party, root and stem. He basically said we need to take these people completely out of the party, right? And then he continued by saying, those in the Republican Party who are hateful, unrepentant racists, they will absolutely be the downfall of the Republican Party if they are not removed. He doubled down on it. I've always said this, that there is nothing wrong with being a nationalist. I believe that you're supposed to love your country. I am not of the people, that call every white person that loves their country a racist and everything. You're supposed to love your country, right? So many of us, our parents probably would not have moved if our country of origin was not all messed up. That conversation can be had another time, of the role the West had to play or different countries had to play and everything. No one is innocent when it comes to that. But at some point, our parents, our grandparents had to move. That doesn't make us any less. But then I would not say that a white person, who does not probably have anywhere to move to, this is their home, right? I cannot look at them and say, that they are being racist for being a nationalist. Now, if they start making racist remarks and showing racist actions, then that's different. So at this very moment, Elon Musk is looking at it thinking, why are we even doing this? This conversation should be about recruiting the best of the best from every corners of the world and compete with the best of the best, just like the Olympics. Joel Embiid, he's from Cameroon. What did the American team do? They recruited him because he's one of the best in the US, or rather in the NBA. They recruited him to play for Team America. The NBA is the best of the best basketball players that are in the NBA. The NBA could have easily said, no, you have to be only American or born in America to play in the NBA. No, but they realized, listen, we need to recruit the best of the best from every other country and everything to come into this league and everything, because you know what? That will make this league the best league in the world. In return, we can make as much money. It's not hard to see. So just view it that way. Some of these people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people like Vivek, that's what people like Elon are saying. Let's bring in the best of the best brains in the world or whatever, right? Bring them into this place through this route, this H-1B visa route, and get them to work for the US, not for me, for the US, for the betterment of the US, so that the US can be in a great position to compete against the likes of China, the likes of India, the likes of Japan, the likes of, Russia, all these other places. That's basically all he's saying. But then some of these people, unfortunately, don't understand that. But then, obviously, you know that his remarks did not sit well with some of the people that are in the party. You get what I'm saying? And one of the people that replied him was Steve Bannon. And boy, he went into Elon, boy. He even went as far to say, you are a globalist. He said so much about him. This is what Steve Bannon had to say about Elon Musk.
Up crony capitalism and Elon Musk. And by the way, when we cut him off, he went begging the CCP, and that's why they have the joint venture in Shanghai, the Tesla, which is 100% of his value, right? This guy lives on government contracts and taxpayer subsidies, okay? It's all, we're going to get Joe Allen in here for a second to transform it. Elon Musk, once again, brother, I'm smart enough to tell you no to your face, and I'm evil enough to be able to expose you as a running dog for the greatest enemy this nation's ever had. You are a war profiteer. You're sleeping with the enemy, brother, and you've been doing it because you're not an American nationalist. You're not even an American. All you are is a globalist, okay? A globalist. And you will go where anybody writes you a check, and you would take it from Adolf Hitler himself, because you're taking it from people that are as bad as Adolf Hitler. The murderous regime of the Chinese Communist Party, which you praised on their 100th anniversary. Let me bring it.
Damn. You would even take it from Hitler himself. My man went as far as to say, yo, this guy, you are a Nazi. You know what I'm saying? You are all about money. You are all about capitalism. You even say, yo, you are not a nationalist. You are a globalist. You just want to take over the world. Which a conversation can be had about that. Because this whole, in my opinion, this whole Mars talk and everything, I'm still kind of rubbing my head around it thinking, bro, what are we even doing? Like, can't we just make the earth a better place? Why are we even talking about going to conquer Mars and everything? Maybe I don't understand much about it. Maybe you lot can educate me on it. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm watching some of these movies, I've forgotten the name of the movie where it's only the rich of the rich and the billionaires and everything that could buy a ticket, that could get a seat to I'm like thinking, bro, what's going on here? Steve went as far to say, you are a globalist, man. I am not saying, this is the thing, I am not saying that citizens should not get the job. Of course. If you qualify for the job, you should get the job. Do I think that some of these business owners and some of these people have ulterior motives in regards to, we're going to bring in some of these people and pay them half the price or quarter the price, to do the job of 2-3 people so that we can maximize profit? Of course. Do I think it's good? No. So many things in a particular situation can be good or bad at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But then also, do I also think that, other people from other countries should not be given opportunities if they qualify for the job? as long as you're not undermining the country, as long as you're not taking advantage of the country, I think you should get an opportunity. That's what I think. You get what I'm saying? As long as you're contributing to the economy, you're making the economy better, you're contributing positively to the country, right? I think you should be given an opportunity. That's what I think. Maybe I'm looking at it once again from my family's background, which I believe when you ask anyone who comes from an immigrant family, they will say exactly the same thing that I am saying. Immigrants just want to be given a chance, a shot. Just give me a chance. Let me prove myself. Because a lot of people that are born in that country, sometimes it can be argued that they do not take advantage of the system, that they have in place. I'll give this example. When I was in uni in the UK years ago, immigrants were paying about £12,000 in the UK, to go to uni in the UK, right? Citizens were paying £3,000. But then also, obviously, if you can't pay the uni fees and everything, you get student loan. But you know what? A lot of citizens didn't want to go to uni. They didn't want to go to uni. While immigrants will scrape, work, do night shifts, go to class in the morning, right? I'm talking about people that are not from rich homes and all that stuff, right? They will do all that to raise £12,000 cash to go to uni. And when they go to uni, what usually happens is when they graduate, the UK say, okay, you need to go back to your country and reapply again and find work and reapply and then come back. And a lot of them obviously couldn't come back. These are people that have been paying to better themselves. And these are people, if given opportunities, right, will appreciate it and do the best of their ability. But they do not get those opportunities. I believe it was Trump that actually alluded to this. I'm just going to play this real quick.
I do promise, but I happen to agree. That's why I promise. Otherwise, I wouldn't promise. Let me just tell you that it's so sad when we lose people from Harvard, MIT, from the greatest schools, and lesser schools that are phenomenal schools also. And what I wanted to do, and I would have done this, but then we had to solve the COVID problem because that came in and, sort of dominated for a little while, as you perhaps know. But what I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go in there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country. And you know more stories than I do, but I know of stories where people graduated from a top college or from a college and they desperately wanted to stay here. They had a plan for a company, a concept, and they can't. They go back to India, they go back to China, they do the same basic company in those places, and they become multi-billionaires employing thousands and thousands of people, and it could have been done here.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I just talked about it a couple moments ago. You get what I'm saying? And these are people, these are students that actually did top courses. Engineering, medicine, law, all these other courses and everything that not everyone want to do that. You get what I'm saying? But because they are not citizens, they had to pay, I'm talking about years ago, £12,000 cash. There is no, okay, pay now and then pay later. No, you have to raise it. And some of these students were working and studying at the same time. I personally think that they should be given a shot. So I actually do agree with Trump when it comes to this. Now, Steve Bannon, back to Steve Bannon, he continued. And this is what he had to say about Elon calling some of the MAGA people racist. Let's play it.
Movement. You're calling the MAGA movement racist? How dare you? With the coalition now is starting a bill. We have African Americans and Hispanic families, African American men, finally starting to red pill and awaken. And at that moment, you're going to throw the racism card out? Are you kidding me? You think we're going to tolerate that? We're not going to tolerate it. And I don't care. In that regard, I don't care how big a check you wrote. Your trashing of the MAGA movement.
Wow. I wonder how deep this is going to go. I believe that we have not even seen the end of this at all. But also, you not had people like Tim Dillon, who started questioning whether some of these tech people actually love America. Right? He said, yo, do you guys actually love America, or are you guys actually using America for your bidding?
Think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the he's a naturalized citizen, urged people to, quote, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. That enables the whole team to win. Who's the team?
America.
That's the real question, right? Who's the team? Here's another question. And this is just to do tech people.
He asks, who is the team? America is the team. It's not a tech company. America is the team. Remember the example that I gave about Team USA in the Olympics. They recruited Joel Embiid. You get what I'm saying? They recruited some of the people that were not born in America, the top NBA players, to come and play with the likes of LeBron James, KD, Steph, all that good stuff. And who won? Who won the Olympics? Team America. So to your question, team, right? No pun intended. America is the team. America is on the world stage competing against the likes of China. And we are seeing what China is doing right now, competing against the likes of Russia, Japan, all these other countries. So America is trying to win. So if we don't have American-born citizens, which I believe they do, you get what I'm saying? But if we don't have the best of the best in the world, let's recruit from outside. In my opinion, the people that should be complaining, is the country of India. They should be complaining, asking, yo, why are all those people going to America? They should be doing whatever they're doing over here. You get what I mean? It's the people from China. China should be complaining. Come back home. The same thing that El Salvador is doing right now. They're asking their people to come back home and invest at home. In my opinion, American citizens should be dancing for joy, not complaining about it. Unfortunately. Let's continue.
People love America? It's a fair question. I'm not saying they don't. I'm asking the question. Are tech people really excited? When you've spoken to tech people, I'm asking, in your life, do they love America? Is that their thing? That they adore this country? Or do they really, really love tech? Meaning the things that can be achieved. A lot of them are talking about going to Mars, living forever, implanting, merging with AI so that AI doesn't defeat us. But are they in love with America? And so this is a real question. Are the tech people using Trump to get what they want, to get government contracts, to get money? Do they think they can? And by the way, I don't think anyone's going to get one over on Trump.
That's a very valid question, actually. That's a valid question. Are they using Trump? These are human beings. Surely some of them do have ulterior motives and everything. I do agree with that. You get what I'm saying? So that's a very valid question. But that's a whole different conversation in regards to this. You know, because at the end of the day, I do believe in using people. Just don't abuse those people. You go what I mean? So are they using Trump to try and get what they want and all that kind of stuff? Maybe, maybe not. But then at the end of the day, who actually benefits from this? It is America, ultimately. Let's continue.
I think Trump has instincts that you can only have if you're a casino magnate raised in Queens, New York. Like, I believe he has instincts about people that are, they're not, even if they, and I'm not saying it is, but if elements of the tech community are thinking that they're going to get one over on Trump and use Trump, I don't think Trump will allow that to happen. He doesn't allow himself to be used in that manner. I think this is becoming the first big rift where people are starting to question if the love of Trump and his policy.
I think it will be very interesting. I think it will be very interesting to see the relationship, the working relationship, or this new budding bro relationship that Elon has with Trump. I think it will be very, 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 very interesting to see that. You know what I'm saying? I think this might be, even though Trump agrees with him, I think this is going to be one of those issues, you know, that will kind of stick his head up and all that, you know. Now, some people actually do agree with Elon, the likes of Patrick Bet-David. This is what he had to say. As an immigrant from Iran, I saw this as an edge. I didn't mind working 80 hours a week. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. A lot of immigrants, they do not mind working. And some of these companies, they see that as an advantage. They see that as an advantage. I didn't mind the competition. All I wanted was a shot. This used to be the American way. Time to return to it. Take a minute to read. So obviously he's talking about what Vivek had to say about tech companies and how we are now praising the lazy over the hard workers and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole loads of stuff that he wrote. Maybe you can go check it out on his X. But it's one of them ones where there is nobody that comes from an immigrant family that you're gonna bring this conversation up to that will not agree with Elon. That's a fact. Because they understand. They understand where they come from. They could see how their family had to work through the ladder to get to where they are. You know what I'm saying? But it is going to be very interesting. This civil war, I believe, is just getting started because Elon is going off. A lady obviously said, it's not racist to want white, black, and brown Americans to get a job before any foreigners. What a manipulator. And he said, yes, cut the crap. Someone also tweeted at him, the reason I'm in America along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong is because of 1HB. Take a step back and F yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend. He is doubling down. He's doubling down. And I'm sure that the left is loving this. I'm sure that the left is loving this. You know what I mean? They've been all over the news trying to talk about it. But you have Scott Jennings. I actually sort of enjoy watching him and everything. And this is what he had to say.
I think Donald Trump having a relationship with one of the greatest innovators of our time across multiple sectors and having that person be as invested in the United States and the success of the United States as he can be is unequivocally a good thing. And I'm sorry if people had their feelings hurt by that. Because this country needs people like Elon Musk to create, to innovate, to participate in our civic affairs. This is a good thing.
To run government policy by tweet, though?
He's not running.
He's not running anything.
The president's allowed to have advisors and aides, and some of the best accomplishments from his first term were by.
So you have pundits that actually agree with him, and obviously you have some that do not. You have Americans that agree with him, and also you have some that do not, right? And most people that own tech companies do agree with him. Others that do not agree with him. You get what I'm saying? I believe that there was a post that actually said you don't know what you're talking about if you've never owned a tech company, something like that. You get what I'm saying? But we're gonna see how this goes on anyways. I believe this is not coming to an end anytime soon, but I hope this does not fracture the party completely, because I'm sure that the Democrats are loving this and they cannot wait to see the downfall of this whole thing. Anywho's, listen, as you already know, it's your boy Toby. Subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, leave a like, leave a comment, drop your thoughts in the comment section. You go, I mean, let me know what your thoughts are. You know, if I'm wrong, tell me why. If I'm right, tell me why. You know, and also subscribe to the channel as well. You get me? Until next time. Salute.